Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the United Front. We are live once again, so you know what that means. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, especially if you're new. We are here every Monday and Thursday, around 8 o'clock anyway. I'm joined today by my very, very good friend and often argumentative partner, Big Ernest. How are you doing today?
All good, man. Happy to be here on another beautiful Monday with the United Front.
Bro, you know what? And we played, it actually feels quite a while ago that we actually played, and it's going to feel like a goddamn while until we actually play next as well. I think, bro, 13th of April, I think, is our next game. What's this? 23rd of March right now, bro. Like, yeah, it seems like a lifetime away, but it's basically like the end of the season, bro. Like, I feel like we're going to have to do preseason again or something. But, yeah, man, mad thing. We played on Friday night, 2-2 draw, obviously at the Vitality. Probably could have seen that coming. I think Bournemouth have drawn their last 5 games in a row now. So yeah, is how you first of all, how are you feeling about the point? Let's start there, and then we'll start talking about the game.
I mean, it was good to hold on to the point because obviously we're down to 10 men for like the last section of that game. So at that point, it's just listen, just hold on for the point. Great point. The way that we got to that position, though, man. There's a lot to be desired there. We're going to talk about it, but like the referees in this country, man, bro, they need investigating. They need some serious investigations. Because if I was this bad at my job, I wouldn't be in the job anymore. But these guys get a 1-week suspension and then they're back the next week again. Yeah, bro, it don't make sense. Like, we're going to get into it, but like, man, right, it's crazy. Crazy.
But it's almost worse than the players, bro. They put out a little statement being like, yeah, we're going to have a look into this and investigate it. You know, them players, when they put out the, oh yeah, man, I'm sorry for the performance. We're gonna put our heads down and try hard. Shut up, man. I don't want to hear it, bro. Either give me my points or shut up and get better at your job, bro. Like for real, man. It's actually, yeah, it's annoying, like you said. But United got the point. You know what? Obviously, I was feeling a bit hard done by at the end of the game on Friday because I was like, man, we could have easily got 3 points there. Could have opened up a bit more of a gap on Villa, whatever. But then the weekend happened, and bro, next day I was watching them results of our rivals hardcore, and bro, Chelsea stunk the place out. But before that, Liverpool as well lost at Brighton. So, I was thinking, you know what, that point feels a lot better now. At the end of Saturday, that point felt so much better than it did at the end of Friday. Obviously, Villa ended up winning on Sunday, which I kind of expected, to be fair, but we're still third going into the international break as well. So I think generally it's a good point to take. But yeah, considering the circumstances of how that point came about, which what we might as well get into straight away, to be fair. Obviously, everybody knows, everyone's been talking about it. Amad Diallo not giving the penalty. And a couple of seconds later, they go to the other end and score. Obviously the goal stands, the penalty is not given. But then about 10 minutes later, 10, 15 minutes later, Evan Nilsson gets taken down by Harry Maguire, and it's a red card, right? Harry Maguire for almost the exact same challenge. Now, you know what? I'm gonna go to you, Ernest. Initial thoughts. How does one get given and another don't? Like, I don't get that personally. What do you think?
But you got to go back even further because obviously Cunha gets a penalty first, right? Because he gets dragged or whatever. Yeah. And the Cunha penalty is probably softer than what happened to Amad. Amad gets shoved with two. He gets shoved with one hand, and then he brings the other arm over, trucks him on the floor, and it's all good. And then they score, obviously go ahead and score. And then the Maguire one, bro.
I was just going to say with the Cunha one, that was like, it was so obvious, like especially even in real time, because there was a little bit of distance between Cunha and, was it Jimenez? There was actually like considerable distance, and you saw that clear shirt pull. Yeah, and Cunha did do the the drop, like he got shot in the back and that he dropped. Do you know what I mean? So it was a lot harder, I think, for the referee in that moment. Yeah. It was a lot easier for him to make that decision than it was for him to make the decision on the Amad one, because it's a little bit more contentious, especially because we're looking at it from the replays point of view. So I don't know why I'm trying to back this wasteman ref.
Listen, they can look at it from the replays point of view. The referees now, they're also looking at it from the replays point of view, because there's a whole room of them looking over this shit. This is their job. So There's one thing the referee on the pitch not giving it. Another thing is the whole room of referees not giving it. And I think, to be honest with you, if they don't go and score the other side, they probably look at that further and they might even give a penalty. I think the fact that Bournemouth have gone and scored in the same action of play has made them less likely to give a penalty because they're like, oh, we can't, like, I don't really want to disallow a goal, bring it back for that and this type of thing. You know what I mean? Don't want to interfere too much, right?
It's spineless refereeing. I completely agree with you. They didn't want to do that whole, and you know what as well that really annoys me as well is that, bro, like, I felt like after he gave that penalty, he almost was just scared to do anything that was too pro United after that. It's almost like, I feel like this happens a lot in games with refs. They make a call, a big call, like a penalty or a red card or something that's probably, you know, like in the Cunha example, for example, it's clear as day. That's definitely a penalty. But even still, they go on to feel like they need to level out their decision for the other team, and they start giving stupid bookings or fouls that aren't fouls. Or if you then United or the team that they've given a penalty to then go over and, I don't know, there's another clear penalty or another clear red card, they just won't give it simply for the fact that the threshold is now higher because they've given one previously. It's spineless, bro. It's stupid, and most importantly and most frustratingly, it's inconsistent. I think that's what everybody's problem is. But just going back to that VAR thing that you said as well, bro, I can get over, one man and seeing that in real time and not giving it. I can get over it, right? Which is why I'm saying if you got rid of VAR, I actually wouldn't mind. That I think my overall take on all of this right now is get rid of VAR, yeah? And the reason why I'm saying that, like I said, is one man seeing that decision in full speed might not be able to make that decision, right? He might not be able to see that Ahmad has been pushed with two hands there. But what I can't get over is 8 people sat in a room watching a screen, not able to see clearly there's a foul that's being made. And then also those same people sat in the same room watching the same screens for almost the same foul when it's the other way around. Harry Maguire and Evan Nilsson, and they do give that and they don't give the Ahmad one. It just doesn't make sense. It's the same game that has happened as well. Like, I know people point out inconsistencies that happen over a season and that, but this is literally in the same game, bro. And it's just like, how could your threshold be different in the same game, like for the same foul? It just doesn't make sense. And to be honest, I think the Harry Maguire one probably is a foul as well,
100%.
Especially considering the current climate. But like, if that is a foul, like I said, the other one also has to be a foul. 2 hands on him as well. What more do you want?
Bro, look at it. A couple of games ago, Gabriel gets pushed over. It's a foul. They disallow the goal. This week, Ahmad gets pushed over with 2 hands. It's not a foul. And then earlier in the game, Maguire pushed over one of their strikers. It wasn't a penalty. But then it is with... But it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Like, it's just baffling how the same people can come to this many different conclusions when there's people at home who take one look at the situation and probably have a more agreeable opinion that everyone agrees with than these professionals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and obviously, the red card obviously is not really contentious because if it's a foul, then it's a red card. So I'm not mad at that, but like I said, I'm just mad about the inconsistency. That on the other way around, it's not a red card, but it is a foul and it is a penalty. And anywhere else on the pitch as well, I feel like that's getting given, which is annoying as well because I feel like there's also a different standard there, which is something I wanted to mention. Depending on where you are on the pitch, it's either more or less of a foul. There's starting to be this invisible kind of separation between like one foul is a foul outside of the box, inside the box it's not a foul. You even hear commentators saying it, oh, that's not enough for a penalty, but it's enough for a free kick. What is enough? Like, why are we starting to quantify now how much of a foul something is? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, personally, I think, bro, just get rid of the whole thing of VAR.
Yeah, that's what VAR's brought though. Because before people would be like, because football is an objective sport, bro. Everything that happens, everyone has a different opinion on it. It's not like set rules where, like that was an 80% foul or that was a 75% foul. That doesn't exist in football. It's not like clear, like, you know, in basketball, it's like, oh, he slapped his hand. That's a shooting foul, always. In football, everything is so subjective, but they brought in VAR to get the right decisions. And that thought now that, oh, the decision has to be correct is why everyone is now always arguing about referee decisions, because it's not a subjective thing anymore from one man. It's meant to be a scientific process.
Yeah, and you know what? I looked at that stat as well. You know, the one that always says about, oh, well, the calls will get a lot better and stuff. that's only because of the offsides, and there's so many offside calls in the game that it proper boosts up the percentage of like calls that they get right. But I wouldn't say get rid of it for offside. I think you should keep this as automated as possible. Like make VAR almost only make it almost operated only where tech can actually get involved in making a decision, if that makes sense. So like on the semi-automated offsides, you just need one man basically, or one referee to be able to handle that software or whatever that is. But he don't need to make a call. His judgment isn't required. He just needs to operate the actual automated system that's making a call.
That's why it works for offsides, because offsides is a fact. You're either on or you're off. That's it. There's a line there, and that's it.
And even then, I can't lie. It's gotten so deep now with the offsides. Man's like armpit hair is offside. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Even against us, I'll accept it because people will say, "Oh, what about that Coventry one in the FA Cup?" I don't know if you remember that.
Bro,
I was at that game. And I watched that game. When I was in the ground, obviously, I didn't see no replay, so I just thought, yeah, that's a goal. Like, we just gave away the 3 goals against Coventry, and they deserved it. Bro, my man, when I went and watched the replays back, and he was like, what, half a toenail offside? I was like, bro, that's bogus, bro. Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, football, bro, it's not in the spirit of the game. Like, I don't think, bro, football, do you know what I mean? It's just, it's not, yeah, it's not like a maths, you know, it shouldn't be like that, in my opinion. Like,
the thing you hope for now, like, you wait for the VAR call because you think, oh, we might get something here when they start investigating, because that's how, like, you know how dodgy they are. You know, like, something could happen here.
That's another reason I'd get rid of VAR as well. Like, bro, I've heard this argument a lot, and I know a lot of people talk, you know, bro, football is a very, like, emotional game. The reason we love it is simply down to its emotions, let's be honest. And, like, especially the emotion when you score a goal. That's one of the biggest, like, elations, you know, whatever, happiest moments that happens in a game, maybe of your weekend, full stop, right? Now, you can't celebrate the same because, like you said, you're waiting for the VAR check, thinking, "Oh, was there a handball, you know, 40 seconds ago when you know what I mean, my man touched it?" Like, do you know what I mean? Like, was this guy offside by half an inch on the other side of the pitch? Was he involved in play? Was he not involved in play? Is he gonna get ruled out? Like, and you have to sit there and you can't celebrate because you're not sure. You can't celebrate until that VAR check gets confirmed. And then obviously when it gets confirmed, you have a little, you know, almost a relief rather than elation when the actual goal gets given. And bro, I don't want to be feeling relief when the goal goes in only. I don't want that to be my overriding feeling. Do you know what I mean?
But also you got to look at it, bro. The VAR's been in loads of things. Like in the Champions League, I feel like it's never that much of a talking point. In the World Cup, it wasn't that much of a talking point. But in the Premier League, I don't know if it's because we watch it more. But bro, the Premier League, it feels like every single week there's something going on. And sometimes you got to look at it like VAR is just cameras and replays. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You got to look at who's using this stuff.
And bro, I'm not going to lie. Guys, listen, I don't know if I'm just being biased because I'm a United fan. I'm probably United fans here as well watching. But if you are, get involved in the chat. Get involved in the comments as well. Let us know what you think. And yeah, man, I might just being biased because I'm a United fan. But genuinely, this is nonsense. Speaking of the chat, just go over to Brannica, who has said, stop this semi-BS. Just let AI take their jobs. It'll be better. You know what? I'm with it. I actually completely hear you. I would like, if possible, referees on the pitch to not even be humans, be AI bots or some shit. Because I prefer that. Like, genuinely, RoboCop, like a robo-ref. I would much prefer that than having these men in charge. Because then I know there's no emotions involved. They're just looking at the rules and what's happening before them, and they're judging a call. There's no emotion. Like I was saying earlier, they're not going to be worried because, oh, they gave a penalty earlier, so now they can't give a penalty again. No, it's clear as day. Yeah. And you know what? We're probably not too far away from that. I can't lie. Having some AI bot that's able to, or AI camera that's just able to scan the pitch and just let you know exactly what's going on. Bro, I'd much prefer that. Brannica, I know you work in tech. You know what I mean? Make it happen.
Make it happen. Make it happen.
So, yeah, obviously.
Anyway,
so that was gone.
And then they get a penalty and it's 2-2. And then we're sort of just holding on for our lives until the end of the game. I feel like Sesko came on just before the red card to sort of like win the game. But obviously the red card happens and it's just all defense from that point on. I don't know what you thought of the subs. I don't know if you thought maybe we should have made subs earlier or anything like that. If you did make subs,
I mean, I was watching the game with Zayn, obviously, shout out Zayn. But you know, obviously he was calling for Sesko to come on. I was kind of thinking Sesko maybe could have come on earlier. There was obviously a shout about that, but again, when he did come on, he didn't really he barely got a touch of the ball, to be fair. So maybe that was the right call to maybe not play. I don't know, man. It was, yeah, I felt like it was actually quite a tough game. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I think Bournemouth away is tough. Bournemouth anywhere is tough. It seems like for us. I feel like we never beat them. I was saying this when I went live
it's
last
been a
week,
while, you know.
On Thursday. Yeah, bro, I feel like we never beat them. Last season, I believe they did a double over us last season, I think. And then this season, obviously earlier in the season, we had that mad 4-4, and now it's, you know, that 2-2, 6-6 on aggregate over 2 legs against Bournemouth this season, which is mad.
2 different managers as well.
Yeah, exactly.
We still couldn't beat him.
Exactly, different managers still couldn't beat him. So if Carrick's Tricky Reds can't get past him, I guess you just got to accept it's a tough game. And I'm low-key happy to get out of there with a point, and like, especially considering where our rivals are. But we're like, let me just have a look. I think we're like 7 points off Chelsea, 6 points off Liverpool going into this international break, which is what I wanted to.
I mean, we got blessed by those guys because, to be honest with you, the race for top 4 recently has just been like, you know, the meme of the clowns fighting each other. It ends up being that every single season. And this season is more of the same. Like, every time we drop points, I know that those teams below us aren't good enough to capitalize on that. Because I remember when we was chasing them, we was doing the same exact thing before Carrick took over.
You know what's mad, yeah? Everton are literally 3 points off Liverpool in 5th, yeah? And I think they play Everton next in the Premier League, the next game week. So if Everton beat Liverpool, yeah? And I'm not going to lie, Everton are looking greasy and Liverpool are looking dead. They legit could be more of our competitors than Liverpool are, which is mad.
I saw a stat that Slot needs to get 7 points in the next 3 games to like level David Moyes' tally when he was the United manager after 34 games when he got sacked.
That stinks. That absolutely stinks. I can't lie, Slot's probably got to go, man. Like, and at the end of the season, if I was him, especially because Xabi Alonso's just waiting there in the wings, just waiting to take the job.
So many managers there, man. Says Fabregas.
Yeah, bro. Cesc looks like he might get Champions League with Como this season, which is mad. But yeah, like, bro, this race for top 4, you're right, is a bunch of stinky clubs just going at it, just trying to out-stink each other. But to be fair, United have actually, like, saying that, I feel like the narrative's come about a lot, yeah, because United are there and we're doing well. Like, people want to, like, I was even chatting to some other Arsenal fan the other day. Man was saying, yeah, but the only reason you're not there because everyone else in the top 4 race is looking dead. And I'm like, not really. Like, we've only lost 1 game in our last 14 games, bro. Like, that's good. Do you know what I mean?
2026, I think we're like the 2nd form team in the league.
Yeah, like, we're doing well, bro. Like, Carrick, since obviously he's had 10 games now, he's lost 1, drawn 2, and won the other 7. That's a 70% win rate over 10 games.
And he's beat the top 2 in that run as well.
Yeah, like, bro, he played the top 2. Obviously, we're 3rd. He also played 4th in there. And the team that's now 8th.
If we got Carrick in 10 games earlier, man, we would be having different conversations right now. We'd be in a title race.
Bro, and you know what? I kind of wanted to go in on a little bit, just to wrap up the Bournemouth kind of chat. So obviously, Carrick, funnily enough, did you see his post-match? He usually don't talk too much, but what did he say? He was like, it's baffling, it's astonishing, all of that. Started talking about how obviously, yeah, he seemed like a bit riled up, which is quite actually refreshing to see, to be honest. But
yeah, he's usually like a cool customer, but you know what I mean? He was clearly upset. I mean, everyone was upset. You see Bruno's interview as well. He was like, I know, he even said himself, I know the referee feels pressure to give a second penalty because he's already given us one.
Yeah, and he was like, if one of them is a penalty, the other one has to be. Like, simple. And it's true. He's right. Obviously, you see the club are also escalating it now as well. They're putting in a complaint to Howard Webb or whatever, which you know what?
I've seen that. But like, I've also seen a lot of stuff on Twitter, right? And I don't know what's real and what's not real because I'm seeing fake stats. I'm seeing people were getting fined and all sorts, bro. So I don't even know what's real. But also, if Howard Webb just comes out and says, you know what, we made the wrong decision, we apologize again, bro, that's not enough anymore, man.
But that's what happens, bro. That's what they can really do. It's not like they're going to come out and be like, "Oh, listen, what we're going to do is we're going to replay the game here for the last, 20 minutes, and we're going to give United that extra penalty, and then we're going to start from there." Like, they can't do that. Like, they're never going to do that, obviously. So all they really can do is come out and say, "Sorry, we'll look forward to next time." But the other thing that I think actually putting in a complaint does is that it raises awareness, and that might help us in the future. So
Remember Klopp?
That's exactly the point I was going to make. Man like Klopp came out and said, "Oh, United get given too many penalties." And we hadn't even got given that many penalties, but we had a decent number of penalties that season before. I think for the next 2 years, we were the lowest. We were the team with the lowest amount of penalties given to us. Referees do hear this shit and they are affected by it. So, bro, like, this complaint might actually move to actually help us in the future when it comes to these referees, especially if Howard comes out and he's like, "You know what, sorry, we made a mistake, blah, 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 blah." The referee's going to get punished for it. Later on, referees will be thinking about that when they're not willing to give that second penalty or not willing to make that.
For years, man. Cool. That's one of the things he's most famous for, putting pressure on referees.
But also, Stuart Atwell's got a proper, like, shit record against us. If you looked at how he's refed our games in the past week, and you know what, yeah, I actually hate to be one of them fans that's bad, like, you know, well, there's a conspiracy against United, because there ain't. Yeah, there ain't.
There ain't in general, shit. But this guy,
this guy, yeah, this guy, his numbers, bro, it's kind of worrying. Like, what's going on, bro? What's his Stuart Atwell's problem with United, bro? I think he's given us 2 red cards in the last 2 games, and we're not like a dirty team like that. Like, do you know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, whatever. It was a red card because the foul was given. But, like, yeah, still out. Well, I'm on to you, bro. Don't even, do you know what I mean? Waste, man. But anyway, honestly, bro, pissed me off. But anyway, yeah, like I said, I think they just shit at their jobs, man. I'd like going back to initially what we were saying. I think they're just not very good at their jobs, and like, yeah, that's what it comes down to at the end of the day.
Just got to deal with it, man. We just got to hope it evens out throughout the season. That's all we can do.
Yeah, we got to. And hopefully, like I said, that complaint actually puts in some, you know, does something. So obviously, just going to that comment now, actually. What do you think about Michael Carrick? Now, I ain't spoken to you about this actually for a while. Obviously, 10 games in, like I said, the win rate is ridiculous, 70%. Obviously, if that is sustained, we're winning the league next year, without a doubt. But obviously, it's unlikely that anybody keep it that high. But even if it drops a little bit, we're still very likely to at least mount a title charge. So obviously there's a lot of what's the word? You know, caution, I'd say. Man are a little bit shook because of what happened with Oli, whatever, blah, blah. What do you like? I don't know. Like, me personally, you know what? Before I tell you what I think, the caution really comes from, as well, I'm seeing on the, you know, United forums or whatever, is can he handle 60 games a season? Can he handle the Champions League and the Cups and, you know, the Premier League and all of that, and, you know, basically, like, is he going to be able to do this job properly full term? And like, obviously, we're seeing talk of Luis Enrique today. I don't know if you saw, you know, it wasn't like the most reliable link or whatever, but it was a link, and it was saying that the United apparently are increasingly mentioning Luis Enrique's name when they're looking at options. What do you think about the whole situation? And Michael Carrick first, would you keep him or what would you do?
Well, I think when Carrick sort of started, I don't think anyone was really having him in the debate. They were also just like, listen, Carrick, good choice. He knows the club to take us to the end of the year. But what's happened is that he's sort of put himself in that conversation now. I don't think anyone was really ready for it. Whereas, like, and it's also what you say about Oli actually does ring true, because I think if Oli had never happened, everyone would be like, listen, get Carrick in. Like, we'll look at this, bro. He's a club legend. He's played for the club. He knows the club. We're winning games. We're playing the United way, this and that. But I think it's just, bro, everyone in the back of their mind has that, like, what happened with Solskjaer at the end and how it all fell apart. But I just think based on what he's done himself, like, you definitely got to consider him. you've definitely got to put him in the debate. I think you have to weigh him up against obviously more proven winners like Luis Enrique comes in. That's a bigger name. He's got the sort of track record, but obviously he doesn't know United. And he's obviously going to take a lot more spending to get a squad that can play his style of football. Then it's also, you have to look at Carrick as well. Like when I watch us play, I don't know what the ceiling is on what we're doing right now because I'm just watching it for vibes at the moment. I'm not really judging him as a full-time manager, if you know what I mean.
You're not looking for them patterns of play and what we do.
Like if I was judging him like how I was judging Amrim, I probably would have been more critical of some of our performances. If you know what I mean? Because even when we was winning under him, I was still cussing him out. I'll be honest.
But you know what it is as well? I think not enough people, I think, are talking about the timing of this decision because this timing is tough. We've got obviously the World Cup in the summer. A lot of the people that we're supposedly being linked with, obviously Luis Enrique, but Nagelsmann, Tuchel, and whatever. They're all international managers, and so we're gonna have to wait until the World Cup's over before we can start making any moves with our manager. And then once our manager comes in, however long that takes, then we have to obviously think about signing players and whatnot. And I don't think there's enough time for that, bro. Like, honestly, if you actually look at like the turnaround, it's not actually that much time. And also for the fact of signing players, like if you want to go in early and maybe try to sign a couple of players before the World Cup, see if you can get a little cheaper deal before the World Cup happens, you're not going to be able to convince any player to come if you don't know who your manager is. So like,
I hear that, but bro, these clubs can tap up these managers all the time, bro. Like if they really want Enrique and they can get it done before he's like officially a free agent or whatever, they can still chat to him on the sly. Like, listen, man, like we're looking at these clubs, you know what I mean?
Obviously, and I was just about to say for Enrique, it doesn't really matter because he's
even Nagelsmann, like.
Because Nagelsmann is peak because he's a Germany manager. He's actually signed on for another couple of seasons as well. So we're gonna have to get. It's not even just about him. We got to get him out of Germany. We got to pay Germany some sort of release clause or whatever, and then we got to get him to the club. So these things take time. That's one thing I've known for all of the things I've been in, all of the time I've been watching United and. Especially in the transfer window and shit like that, bro. These contracts, these little clauses and that, they take ages, bro. Little image rights, shit like that. Because there's other lawyers and shit involved in that. It's not just it's not just on the terms of United and Germany, for example, even. So
then let me ask you this then. But do you just hire Carrick just purely to save time for this one summer, or like you've got to look at the next? Well,
no, obviously it's not. None of these things are purely. It's never one reason as to why you're hiring him. Yeah, I'm trying to say that multiple things have to come into it.
Your reasons, though, isn't it?
One of the reasons that might help him, that might maybe further his cause, is.
But is that because you want Carrick as manager, or is that what you think the club will do? Like, what is this your opinion?
I have wanted Carrick. Listen, I've wanted Carrick as manager since very early on it. I'll be honest. I was maybe getting a bit carried away, but genuinely at the time, I thought, I've mentioned this previously. I think his experience is like invaluable, considering that he's been here, he's been here as a player, obviously, even as a player under Mourinho, under Fergie, under, he was in Ollie's coaching staff. He literally has been at United for the past 20 years, other than that one period under Amram, really. Like, so he knows the club at the top, how it dropped, when it was mid, now it's so shit. Like, he's done every single level of it. So I think that experience is something that no manager that we're going to be able to get is going to have. It's quite simply. The other point that I think that backs him is he's had work experience. He's had a clear run at the job for the past 5 or whatever. By the end of the season, it'll be 5-6 months. So you've actually seen him in the role. You've seen he can handle the media. You've seen he can handle the scrutiny of losing a game and coming back and winning one, or coming from behind in a game, or he's done all of these kind of big questions. That's why they say 10 games usually gives you a good answer of like what the manager is. Like, you can say the first couple of games the manager bounce, but after 10 games, all of that runs out. Look at Rossini now, what's happening to him. People are saying, oh, was that just a manager bounce first few games? Because he's fallen off a cliff. He's got like the same, I think, win percentages as like AVB did at Chelsea. So it's not looking good for him. But he was literally on his same exact run as Carrick after about 6 games. So it shows you, like, after that, 9th, 10th game is played, you start to really see you have a good sample size of the type of football he plays, one, and also what he is like as a manager. And to be honest, bro, I've been trying to look into his style of play and what he's doing. I don't think he has a very distinct, rigid style of play, which is what like Amram had, for example, or, someone like Ten Hag even. He's not that guy. He's clearly a game-by-game situation type manager, which is what United have actually, that was what Fergie was, really. So clearly he's taken basically what he's learned under Fergie and he's just trying to apply that again. Now, I'm not mad at that at all. So I personally would have Carrick. So I think there's multiple reasons as to why you're taking, but just going back to answer your question, that is one thing that helps. Obviously, it's not the only thing. And, there's other things that help him as well. Considering the time and considering his experience and whatnot. So bro, saying that, my logical head on, I don't know, man. I actually don't know if, I just don't know, bro.
I think you also got to consider that he's just picked up Amram's squad as well. He hasn't actually done anything to his team. He's literally just been given a set of players and he's doing something with it. Whereas when you saw Amram got given a set of players and what he did with it, you know what I mean?
Bro, and this team has holes in it. It has holes in it.
Big holes.
He's doing very well.
Both need changing.
Bro, midfield, the lack of pace in midfield, he's done so well to I think, tie that situation up. So
we haven't even got a recognised left winger at the club.
Exactly, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's done a lot in his short period to kind of prove a lot of answer a lot of difficult questions, in my opinion. And it's hard to say not to give it him right now. At the same time, the reason why I'm actually saying probably it's safer to just give it him is because I don't really want to give Ineos too many chances to make big decisions. Do you know what I mean?
As Brandon says here, this manager
so happened to work, and they fell into this mistake that really worked well for them. I don't want to give him another opportunity to go out there and make a mistake. So I'd rather just maybe keep Carrick for now, and then give him another 2-year deal, 3-year deal. Give him a 3-year deal. You don't have to give him a 5-year or whatever. Just give him a 3-year deal, and you know what I mean, or 2 years with an option to extend or whatever, and then just I don't know. Give him some players this summer as well. Patch some of the holes in the squad. And, bro, let's ride the wave. Sometimes it's about the riding the wave you're on, innit? And,
just the thing that puts me off Carrick a bit is that it's almost like the fear of the unknown, because we don't know what level as a manager he is yet, because how you, set your level as a manager is by winning stuff, but he's never really been in a position to do that, if you know what I mean. So obviously, he joined us and was out of every competition.
Yeah, no, facts. But you know what? I hear that. We don't know. But like I said, he's answered a lot of the other difficult questions that have been, put to him. And that's one thing. And also the second thing is what if he is good enough? What if he, goes to, and let's say we don't get him. This is also something I could definitely see Man United happen. I'm very scared of happening. What if we don't get him? He goes over to Brighton or somewhere, does really well, smashes it. And now United are trying to sign, pay him his release clause because, I don't know, we got Nagelsmann and it didn't work. Do you know what I mean? Or we got Enrique and it didn't work. And now we're there next summer trying to pay 50 million so that we can get Michael Carrick back in the building to take out. That's something I can see United doing, bro. And I don't want that to happen. People like Luis Enrique are going to need a long time and a lot of money to build this squad in their image. That's going to be a project the fans and Ineos will need to buckle up for, because it's not always roses. Trust me, my two cousins that I chat to about football a lot are PSG fans. They at length tell me, obviously they love him. They think he's amazing. He's probably the best coach in the world, but it's not always smooth sailing, is what I'm saying. And at United, the scrutiny is much higher. That little time when it's not smooth sailing and things are a little bit rocky, that will get amplified to 100 times of what it would be at PSG. And then you never know. You never know what happens after that. Go on.
I'm open to him taking charge. I don't want it to seem like I don't want him in, because I don't know who I want as manager. I haven't really made a decision. I'm not really sure.
That's a good question. Who else then? If not Carrick, who else?
I mean, the big three right now is probably Carrick, Nagelsmann, and Enrique. I think if it's not like a proven sort of manager, like a Enrique or something, then I don't see why you would take another maybe manager over Carrick. You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't necessarily take like an Iraola over Carrick, for example. I think at that point you just give it to Carrick.
Bro, I swear to God, if we got linked with Iraola after what Carrick's done, I will be absolutely fuming, bro. I will absolutely lose my shit at this club. Like, genuinely. Like, bro, I'm sorry, bro. Bro, Iraola hasn't done anything crazier than what Eddie Howe did at Bournemouth. Like, let's be honest. My man's like, what? 10th, bro, some mid-table, like proper, like average. You know what? But now I'm seeing where they are. Bro, they're 13th, bro. He's not a 13th. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Listen, I'm not saying Bournemouth should be in the Champions League, but bro, these men are going on like Iraola's like some. Do you know what I mean?
No, they did get.
I don't know, magician of football that's taken Bournemouth from the ruins of the Premier League up into Europe or something, bro. These men went from literally maybe 15th to 13th, bro. Like, what's going on here, bro? Like, genuinely, what's happening here? If we get linked to Iraola, boy, that's the thing, isn't it? That's one of the things I want to say. I don't trust Ineos. The names we're linked with outside of I know we've been linked with Nagelsmann apparently because Vivel apparently has got a good link with him. So I believe that one. The Enrique one so far seems like a very weak link. I don't know if, like, you know, we've just got that one story saying that his name's being mentioned, which is, yeah, cool. I'm sure it is. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, bro, I can mention Beyonce's name every day, but it doesn't mean that anything's gonna happen. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's stupid. But mentioning, these type of stories are not enough for me to have hope in. The stories that I did see that I felt actually had some legs in that looked quite reliable were, I was saying this last time today, Marco Silva, Iraola, Glasner. These names are dead, bro. Like, they are not any way, shape, or form more attractive than Michael Carrick. So we should no way be looking to them names. In my opinion, it's either Carrick or, like you said, Enrique or Nagelsmann. I don't want to hear anything else. By the way, guys, it's perfect time to say as well, if you're new here, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe. Take a second right now, like the video. It won't cost you nothing. Yeah, and also subscribe to the channel, obviously, if you're new here. But yeah, so just to wrap up then, obviously we talked about the absolute robbery that Bournemouth did. We also talked about, obviously, the reaction. Obviously, the red card happened. Now, like, what does this point then mean, really, in the bigger picture? Like, it doesn't, obviously, we thought we dropped 2 points. Now it looks like we gained a point on at least Liverpool and Chelsea. We are currently what? On 55 points. So Liverpool on 49, Chelsea on 48. Yeah, so we're 6 points ahead of Liverpool, 7 points ahead of Chelsea. And we've got what? 7 games to go. I think it's, if we get 10 points if in our next 7 games, then we're guaranteed mathematically to be in the top 4. I think we're in control. Do you think I think we're gonna make?
We're definitely in control because we're ahead of them. But like, if we don't get top 4 from here, I'd be very disappointed. Like, super disappointed.
I'll be surprised more than disappointed.
And surprised, actually, yeah. I think if we win all of our home games, we're in. Is what I'm understanding.
We've got Leeds, Brentford, Liverpool at home in the next, I think that's our next 3 home games, I believe. So yeah, like, bro, if we beat Liverpool, we beat Chelsea, or we beat Chelsea, because we play both of them, we'll be fine. They're making up a.
I'm confident we can beat most teams, to be honest with you. Away from home is where it gets a bit techie, but I think at home we're pretty solid. Like, I'm more confident going into them games.
Yeah, look at us, confident going into games.
Confident going into games.
Yeah, we'll beat them, no problem. Man. Yeah, we can beat us. We'll win all our home games. We'll be fine.
Man, we used to cuss out Zayn for predicting we'd win every single game in the next 30. Now look at us.
Yeah, it's hard not to make the same predictions now, man. Look how we came up, man. We came up.
We came up, man. Came from the bottom, man. Came from the ruins.
Honestly, bro, I'm gassed. But yeah, bro, I think we're in a good position, man. We've won enough games now that we could draw a couple of games and be all right, or lose a game here and there and be all right.
It's in our hands.
What did you say?
It's in our own hands. Where, like, if you told me in like November or December that it'd be in our own hands to get top 4, then you know what I mean. Like, I wouldn't have believed you.
7 games to go, man. And bruv, just to we'll wrap up just talking about the rest of the world, what's happening in football, because obviously we got this 2 months off now until football comes back, and then it's just so peak as well, bro. Because it's just like there's nothing to do, nothing to watch. I hate the international break, but to be fair, this international break is gonna be a little bit saucy because it's the last one before the World Cup. It's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, man, we've got Albania in the World Cup qualifier playoffs, mate. There's loads to watch. Loads to watch.
Big up Albania, man. Let's see if we can make it through. But yeah, there's some decent football. So we'll get like a nice little glimpse. Speaking of the international break, obviously Kobe and Harry Maguire back in the squad. Also, Kobe and Harry Maguire signing new contracts. We haven't actually spoken about that yet. David Ronstein he dropped that bomber last week that they're close to being finalized. It's obviously amazing news for I think most United fans. Kobe Mainoo is getting that longer term deal extension, and Harry Maguire's got a 1+1, which I think is smart.
Free Kobe, man. Free Kobe.
I saw some people being actually quite upset about it. What do you think about the Harry Maguire news? I thought it was actually quite good that we're getting
upset about it. I mean, depends. Is he on the same wages? Was that revealed, or was it just the length?
I think he's getting a cut deal because it's a new deal rather than an extension. He's getting a new 1 year plus 1 deal.
Like Maguire, he's not someone who's ever relied on his pace or anything, so it's not like he's going to suffer in that department. You know what I mean? So I just think, and he's been good, man. This year, he's been really good when he's played. He's had a few bozo moments, but you know what I mean? They all do that in our defense. So
I think he's had probably his best season for us, probably.
I don't know if his best
maybe
season.
Since that Ollie first season he came in.
I feel like that Maguire Lindelof season was quite good. The first one,
yeah.
not the ongoing ones.
That first one, that got dark. I think that was the best one. When we got to the Europa League final, he wasn't playing. I remember everyone was like, "Nah, man, we're gonna miss him, man," and we did. But yeah, look. Speaking of also the international break, obviously Šeško and Mbeumo, they both pulled out of the international camps, didn't they? Which is kind of mad because it must be Šeško actually is injured because how aren't Slovenia in the playoffs as well?
I haven't checked, to be honest. But if he's pulled out, that's good. I don't know. He's not been playing that much anyway, so might have done us some good.
Yeah, it might have. World Cup. Where are they? So yeah, are they playing?
And then Bruno, I don't know. I mean, they'll be well rested, but I mean, the whole squad's been well rested for ages. So
yeah, he'll be well rested, and Bruno will be. But bro, how much rest do these men want, bro? I'm starting to get worried.
Too much rest, I think, is the issue at the moment. That's why we keep going games.
How long is it without playing a game where it starts to become preseason? Because I swear to God, these players get less time off in the summer, bro. They get 2 weeks off in the summer. These men are getting 2 weeks off every week at the moment.
Right, so it's mad.
So, that's nuts.
Next year, it will be fixed.
Yeah, I think I don't know what's happening there, but yeah, bro. Also, in other news, Spurs are going down. They're going down, bro. They're on 30 points. West Ham on 29. They're 17th. Again, bro. How are they 17th again, bro? Like, that last season was like, rah, man, mad. They kind of got away with it because we were 15th. So I feel like people, and they beat us in the European League final. Beat us. But look at them now. I hope it was worth it, Spurs. I'm so happy to see you crumble. You know that. That Bilbao trip hurt me. But, damn. You lot stink, boy. God damn. That's going to be a great day out for Lincoln next season, boy.
You know what I mean? You can see what the Casa, mate. If we stay up, Oxford. Yellows.
But yeah, let's end it there. I think that's enough for now. But we're going to be back, obviously, every Monday and every Thursday. We are going to continue going through and talking about stuff in the international period. So,
well, some new content videos for you guys, some tier lists, some more transfer debates, stuff like that. Not the usual.
Yeah, get involved in the comments. Let us know what you want us to do. We're happy to take any ad hoc suggestions, seeing as
especially
we're in the
during this
international break.
There's 2
So I
month
think
break.
last time we did a Premier League all-time
Strikers
list.
video.
Strikers, that's it. That'll be down on the page somewhere. Go check that out. That was actually quite funny, that one. We should do another. We're going to do a couple more, like I said, coming up in this international break. Let us know in the comments if there's anything that you think that we should do. But yeah, like I said, if you're new here, like the video. Even if you're not new here, like the video. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. We'll be back soon. Peace and love, and thank you for everybody that's been obviously involved. Make sure you're following on the socials. Make sure you're following on TikTok at UTD Front and at UTD.front on Instagram. Peace and love, everybody. Take care.